Okay, Haley and Michaels are here. Although it seems weird, like I was wondering, I was like, how are we gonna handle this? We're gonna call you Haley and Michaels all the time, or if we call you Shannon and Ryan?
It's very confusing. 4 first names flying around.
Yeah.
You know.
So we kind of respond, either of us respond to any 4 of the options.
Okay.
Call me Ryan.
Yeah. It's close enough.
Yeah.
Now it's like
fine.
you're all one.
Right.
We just had, we had to bring you in because we want to kind of spotlight on artists that we think are fun, cool, and get people ahead of the curve on what we call our undeniable series of artists. Sorry, this is like, we're just all seeing.
You know,
you be comfortable.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'll
Don't
be
be
here.
that comfortable. Like,
Well, I was comfortable.
I want to ask you guys, there are a couple different songs that I'll probably focus on throughout the week. I'll probably go through each of the ones that we hear you playing in the studio too. But I was going to start with Drunk Text. Because I just think it's an interesting song to write. And it leads me to another question that I'll come down to in a minute. But there's phrases in there like you're using like emoji. You say emoticons, you got selfies. I'm trying to think what else. What's another line that's like super contemporary? But it's stuff that you never would have heard Johnny and June singing about.
Right, that's fair.
Can you imagine, right?
But it's supposed to like fit with the lifestyle that people listening to music can relate to.
Yeah.
So where did the idea come from for that song?
So, multiple different things inspired that song. We actually were
Phones and alcohol.
Phones and alcohol were part of it, and also Siri. I don't know if you've ever had Siri change something.
Oh, that was one.
Autocorrect is decking up my life, right? Because it does.
Because that's actually
it's true. Like many times. Like he's texted some things to my mom that are like so bad, like
it's not good.
on accident.
It's not. It wasn't good.
So like that inspired it a little bit, and also we were writing with some friends, and we wrote like a really bad song on St. Patrick's Day. So we were drinking, and
bad song.
It was I don't even remember, it was so bad, but we were leaving the session, and we were just like, one of our friends was talking about some like drunk text that he sent to some girl, and we were sharing our stories, and we were like, wait a second, this is kind of like
ultra
this
relatable.
Should be a
this
song.
deserves
like,
2 full minutes.
Yeah,
like we did it kind of as a joke. Like we didn't really think much of it, but then the whole thing just like flowed. It was one of those things where we couldn't keep up with the song. Next thing you know, it was done.
Yeah, because and it's a reality too. You get to that point, and that's like a very specific lonely moment in your life.
So true.
When you're drunk texting someone.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
So you tapped into it and still got to use all this phrase. That was actually what I was going to ask. I was going to ask about like, because it was just such an interesting lyric to that song that I go, I wonder if they've written a song that they could pinpoint that was just like terrible, that they will never share with anybody.
Yeah.
So obviously before you wrote this song that happened, but do you have one that you actually remember the title of?
Oh gosh.
Oh.
Well, the funny thing is now
it's not like there was one. I mean, we wrote for our album, we probably together have written 300-400 songs. I mean, we wrote a lot, and a lot of them really weren't very good at all. You know, as far as one that stands out, it was probably my idea if it was bad.
No. I'm just thinking of all of the bad songs that we've written.
I love that because I'm a songwriter first person, and I think you must creatively, you have to sometimes get out that idea before you can get to the next idea.
Yes.
So, and you haven't really honed in on one. But I feel like that's just because it's so bad.
You know, well, also, like there's the songwriting community in Nashville, and like maybe we thought it was bad, and the friend that we wrote it with doesn't, and they don't even know what song, so like I'm holding it inside.
I will say this. We wrote a song called On Your Mind.
That was very bad. That's a good one.
It's bad.
Yeah, and I felt like I was saying that while we were writing it.
He was like, "This is awful. This is horrible."
I was like, "That's good. That's not good." There was something about like a feather or something. And I was like, "I'm not going to see a feather."
It was really bad.
So there were some things that have happened, and I'd say that's one of them.
Yeah.
What really drives home like a moment where you go, "We got to write right now." Like this is like it sparks it, and you go, "We got to write this."
For me, if I get in that mindset and I get hit with something, it kind of happens, like it'll happen at the grocery store, it'll happen when I'm blow drying my hair, usually when I'm doing like other activities. And if that happens to me, I have to generally stop everything I'm doing. Be like, we have to write this, and I pull him out of whatever he's doing, or I just start it on my own and bring it to him, or I'd say you're the same way.
Yeah, I would say that most of the songs that were actually that are on the album or that we're moving forward seem to have happened with a lot less effort. It's like you clear all the space and the minutia and the business and all that stuff, and something hits you, it kind of feels like it falls out of the sky, and then, not to get overly metaphysical, but then you just got to get out of the way. And if it's us or if we have friends, there's that kind of that vibe, and when that happens, it comes easily, and then you can struggle through hundreds of songs. I know I really like this idea. We've got to knock this out, and then usually it's mediocre, which I think is worse than bad,